Hello, Grace, you're there. Can you hear me? Just checking. Grace, can you hear me? I just want to check that you can hear me. Grace, Unique Space, thank you so much for coming in. Can you hear me? Great. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I'm so happy to have you on my first ever live video. Thank you so much. We'll just wait for others to join in. It doesn't start until 7, but I wanted to come in and just make sure everything was just to make sure everything is right on time. Make sure there's no technical fault or anything like that. Just want to make sure everything is fine. Shout out to the best sister in the world. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. Show Properties in the building. Thank you. Thank you, my manager of life. Thank you for coming through for me. Please, guys, as you come in, please mark your presence by just saying a hello in the comment section. I'll really appreciate that. So I know that you're in. Thank you. Grace, I hope you're having a good day. I hope everyone has had a very good day today. Yeah, we're just waiting to start. I hope I'm not a bit nervous because today's my first my first ever live. So you guys should give me kudos. So it's not easy. Oh, thank you, Veronica. Thank you so much for coming on board. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. While we're waiting for others to join in, just to let you know, we're going to have a similar thank you, thank you, Unique Space. We're going to have a similar live video on Unique Spaces platform next week, and we're going to be talking about something really exciting. Oh, Chikodi. Oh, thank you so much, Chikodi. Thank you so much for coming through for me. I am so grateful. I can't thank you more. Thank you so much. Chikodi, please, would it be possible for you to help me share it on HBC platform? Just because I forgot to share it there, if you don't mind. I forgot to invite my wonderful Obe College friends to join me. I would appreciate if you do that for me. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Chikodi. Chikodi, I hope you had a good day today. So we're just waiting for 7 to start and then we can kick off. Oh dear. Don't even know how to do this. The way the video is, your left is kind of like, you don't even know where your left is or your right. So funny. So it's 7 o'clock. Oh, okay, you had a good day. That's great. Thank you. I know. Yes, that's the way it is on the video. It's so weird. And you're not even. Oh, thank you so much, Ronke Omolara. Thank you so much for coming through for me. I am really grateful. Thank you. So nice to see you guys. You guys are so wonderful. I am grateful. Oh, thank you, my top fan, Dr. Agbato. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Chikodi, for sending a message to the group. I'm grateful. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Thank you for coming. So I think we'll kick off once it's 5 minutes past 7. We just want to give a little bit of time for people to join in, um, just to be a little bit considerate. Dami, I hope you had a good day today with family. And I hope you guys had a lovely week. Oh, thank you so much, Azizat in the building. Thank you so much for coming through. Oh, I really, really appreciate you. If you guys don't know, official Azizat is a sensational Instagram guru. Yes, Damia had a very, yeah, Damia had a very good week. Thank you so much. I can see my wonderful cousin in the building, Abby Dance. God bless you. Nurse of life. Oh, Benji. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mama B. I'm still waiting for the double anointing, Thank you so much, Azizat. I really appreciate you. Oh, my wonderful ID. Oh, ID, you're awesome. You're beautiful. Honestly, thank you so much for coming through for me. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. While we're waiting, we're going to kickstart at 5 minutes past 7. I have got Mr. New Wine here. He wants to say hello.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you, Mr. New Wine. Double anointing is mine. Thank you. I receive it in the name of Jesus. Thank you so much, Mr. New Wine. Thank you so much for coming through. What do you have to say to my lovely people? Help me to thank these people, my lovelies.
Good evening, our lovelies. Thank you for taking time out to drop by the live broadcast today. We appreciate your support and everything that you have done to encourage Mrs. Newine.
Thank you. So, um, Mr. New Wine,
I'm
Are you
here.
excited to be here? Oh, my auntie has just joined. My auntie of life, Auntie Biodun. Thank you so much for joining the show. Thank you so much for your support. Your support has been enormous and momentous. Let me put English inside to emphasize this the extent of the support. Thank you so much, ma'am. I am so humbled. God bless you, ma. Thank you, Bridget. We love you too. Thank you so much.
So,
So
how do we know how many people are inside? How many people are here?
we've got 12 people at the moment. Okay. So
Oh, I hope
yeah.
Basola is there.
So 13 people. So this is 5 minutes past 7. We're going to kick start now. While just waiting for other people to join us, but we need to start now because we have to be conscious of other people's time. So yes. So today we're going to be talking about resolving conflicts in families, conflict resolutions in families. And this is inspired by the frenzy breaking the internet at the moment. You guys know what I'm talking about. I don't want to mention names and I don't want to go into details. You guys know what is happening at the moment. And I feel like we are able to share from other people's experiences. So we don't always share, we can learn from our own experiences, but for the most part, we can also learn from other people's experiences. And I feel like we need to ponder on this and just, learn a few lessons. And the reason why I've said this is because in life, unless you understand certain things and you know certain things, you continue to make the same mistakes. The reason why I say this is because I have done certain things in my life, okay, and I've resolved conflicts in some wonderful and weird ways in my life, which looking back now, I just realized that, man, I messed up, you know. And as time went on, I became really aware that I cannot continue to do things or resolve conflicts in the way that I've been doing them. I had to learn, So I just feel like it's something that we need to talk about. And Mr. Newwine will attest to you that I am a changed person. Okay. How are you giving me that corner eye now? So, guys, let me start. So, just as a background, families are made up of people with different personalities. Everybody is different. No one person is the same. And the fact that they are family doesn't mean that they are the same socially, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually. We all are all different and unique in our ways. And because they're family doesn't mean that they're going to share the same opinions. So conflict will always happen and it is inevitable. So conflicts are present in families, between couples, among siblings, parents and children, and extended families as well. And we see it in our day-to-day life. And talking about siblings, conflicts that can be legendary, honestly, like the one we're seeing on the internet at the moment. So conflicts can develop when there are differences in opinions, in needs, in desires, expectations, and accomplishments, name it. And you find out that there are some people that have not spoken to their relatives or their siblings or even their own parents in like years. They just naturally just drift away. And so if we will go on and on if we intend to talk about this, and that's just and it's for the most part it's because there are conflicts, right? But they've not been able to successfully resolve these conflicts, and that's the reason why they are where they are today. So conflicts in themselves are not necessarily negative. The problem arises from inadequate or ineffective resolutions of conflict. While some families will manage to resolve the conflict, some families are unable to resolve it effectively, and this will foster anger, resentment, frustrations, power struggles, discord, disconnections, disharmony, call it whatever you want to call it. And in severe scenarios, it can result in crisis and violence. and total breakdown of the system. As I said earlier, conflicts in themselves are not negative. If handled very well, they can strengthen family bonds and foster relationships. And one more thing I would like to add is that if there are family conflicts, these conflicts can be destructive, honestly. And I can attest to that. It can affect your mood, affect your productivity. It can affect our performance at work. It can even affect our children in school. So that's to tell you the extent and the gravity of in resolved conflicts. So we're going to do a reactive exercise because I feel like there's a lot to learn from one another. We can learn from each other. And I want to kind of like show a little bit of reflection on the issue that is breaking the internet at the moment, which I said we will not talk about, but we can take lessons and make inferences from that experience. So I'd like us to do an interactive exercise. So people have different opinions. Like, that's the truth. You cannot change that. And those opinions can be the same, they can be contrasting, they can be conflicting. People can bash each other just because they don't share the same opinions with them. Like, they can really it can be very, very you can become people can even become physical, like, you don't even believe what I'm saying, things like that. So that's just to tell you how that's just to tell you the fact that people can really get irritable and angered if you don't share the same opinions with them. And people always say that people are entitled to their opinions. But in reality, that is not the case, because parties can become very furious when they have different views. And the reason why I say so is because if you go to the internet and somebody is saying, oh, I'm supporting this person, the other person saying, no, I don't believe that person's story, you see them generating controversies online just because they have differing opinions. So what I want to ask the house today is this. One, should people see things from the same perception, from the same lenses? And if we actually feel that people should not see things from the same perception, should we respect the fact that people will not see things from the same point? And should we batter them or generate controversies just because they don't share our viewpoints? So please, I'd like to know what you guys think about people having different opinions. Whether should everybody have the same opinion? And if people have different opinions, should we respect it? Or should we batter people just because they don't believe, they don't see things from our own side of the story? Please, I'd like to see comments in the section. Please comment. I'm waiting on people. If you'd like to join, the chat, Unique Space, please, ma'am, if you don't mind, can you help me put the link to StreamYard on the chat box, please? So that anybody that wants to come up and join us, you can feel free to just come and say something. And if you're not bold enough, you can just put your comments in the session comments, in the chat box below. I'm waiting for people's comments so we can move on. Please. Let's make it interactive. Everyone is entitled to their opinions. Yes, thank you so much. B, thank you so much. Yeah, more to come. But B, why is it that people fight over these opinions? Okay. That means saying something interesting. Dr. Darby is saying we can understand a point of view, but don't have to agree. Wonderful. Thank you so much. That's great. Okay. B is saying, I think everyone has different opinions. Thank you so much. B also said we should respect other people's opinions. Our Oluko said we need to respect people's opinion. It doesn't make them right. Thank you so much. Wow, that was some in-depth. Chikodi, thank you so much. As Azizat said, We all can't be on the same page, and that is why we are humans. Wow, thank you so much. That is true. That is it. The day we start to all agree, then there's no diversity. Yes. Oh, Dr. Linda, thank you so much. I am so grateful. She said, no, we are all different, and variety is the spice of life. We disagree, but not divided. Wow, that is some profound opinion. I really, really like that. Thank you. She's a woman of God, though. Thank you. Wow. I need to write that down, actually. I really need to write that down. Thank you so much for coming through. I really appreciate you. Okay. Thank you so much. I think everyone has given us really, really sound feedback. Thank you so much. And let me just quickly share a personal experience. You know, like people have different views. I once had like a roommate, and I was so upset one day because this roommate, I've never seen her wash the toilet or the bathroom before. And I was like, why is it that we've been living in this same accommodation for 6 months, and this lady, she would never wash the toilet or the bathroom. So one day, because I didn't want to be too confrontational, so I asked her, I said, she's a Chinese girl. So I asked her, I said, why is it that I've never seen you washing the bedroom and keeping it clean? She now said something. She said, I don't wash the bedroom. I only wash the bedroom when it is dirty. That was what she said. And to me, it sounded really like, are you serious? Am I hearing right? You know, and for me, I have to wash the bedroom twice a week, at least, if at all, once a week. So I just thought that, you know what, how are we going to just marry these two different opinions? And then I told, we talked about it, and we're able to resolve it that, okay, you know what, you don't have to wait till when the bathroom is dirty before you wash it. You have to make sure the place is clean. So because if there's scum of soap on the bathroom, one can slip and fall. So I had to make her see reasons. And in the end, we resolved it amicably. Also, my daughter, I had an experience with my daughter where, because she's now in her pre-teenage years, one day I sent her on an errand, and she said, and then she got dressed and she wore bomb shorts. And I just said, why are you wearing that? I don't think you should wear that outside. And she was like, no, mommy, you bought it for me. Yes, I bought it for you, but and not for you to be wearing it outside. And she said, no, my friends wear it, mommy. My friends are wearing it, so why should I not wear it? So I just called her back. I just said, okay, sit down and let's have a word. And I said, you know what? You're getting to that stage in your life. So she told me, I let her tell me her own opinion because she's always worn it. So why am I stopping it now? Our friends are wearing it. So why shouldn't she wear it? So I now told her, I now said, I let her do the talking first. And then I said, I understand you. Okay, darling, I understand where you're coming from. But you know what? You're getting to that stage in your life where you have to start to choose what you wear carefully. And the reason is because there are perverse people out there that you wearing something really exposing your legs and all of that is sending the wrong vibes. And these perverse people can be looking at you, and they can start relationships that can be very destructive. And so you don't want to call too much attention to yourself. So please dress properly so that you're not sending negative vibes. And what my daughter did was she said, oh, thank you so much, mommy, for taking time to explain this to me. And that was the last time. She went back to change, and that was the last time. It has never repeated itself. So I just wanted to talk about, different opinions and then merging, and so my next question is, if you have an issue with your sibling, Ifeyinwa said there's a thin line between sanity and conflict in the family. Compatibility is the watchword. Wow, I've got really, really wonderful remarks. Oh God, I've got my honorable in the house. Thank you so much, Honorable B. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you for always coming through for me. I really, really appreciate you. So moving on quickly, as I was saying, Morenike said, it is hard to respect opinions rooted in misinformation or disinformation, especially regarding political and social issues. Wow. Wow, you're very correct. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you. Yes. So if you have an issue, maybe with your sibling, family, or friends, is it okay to no, okay, I'm not talking about friends. So if you have an issue, maybe with your sibling or your parents or family, is it okay to talk about it in the open? I mean, publicly, like social media. So let me break this down. There are pros and cons. So pros is like venting helps you to relieve the burdens of your heart, and also in a way get people to see things from your own standpoint and see the reasons why you've made certain decisions. And the cons can be that when you eventually close in with your family and you guys resolve the issue, the public or outsiders will keep reverberating the issue and sometimes blow it out of proportion. So what do you guys think about um going to go and air your views in front of the whole world? You guys are family, you understand? So is it actually good? Do you think it's good, to talk about it, on social media, you drag your family and things like that? Let me see what your opinions are. Thank you. Ask away else. Thank you so much. Yes, you're very, very correct. Especially when we have different upbringing mindsets. Yeah, that's true. So, guys, what do you think? Should we or should we not air our opinions in the public as pertaining to our families? I'm waiting for answers so we can move on. What do you guys think? I'm waiting for comments. Okay, B, thank you so much. God bless you. This woman get wisdom. Oh. Bridget said, family issues should be dealt with and resolved in private. Wow. Wow. Refreshing insights. Thank you so much for coming into the building. Thank you so much. God bless you. She said, I think family issues should be resolved within the family setting. Definitely. Definitely. Unique Space said, background differs. In my culture, we prefer to settle within the family cycle. Okay. Very well said. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, keep the question and the comments coming in. Thank you so much. So, but like you said, some people might have their reasons for airing it on social media. True, true. Maybe to correct some misinformation. True, you're right. And maybe to vent, maybe that will help the healing process as well. So yeah, there's a good point there. My Oluko is saying family issue is a private issue. I have to speak Yoruba to her. I shake on you. Official assistant said, I personally won't do that. However, we talked about respecting other people's opinion. If it makes them feel better, then that's okay. So cultural backgrounds differ. Wow. Thank you so much, Azizat. Yes. Yes, we did talk about, different opinions. So I think we should, what's it called? Charity begins from the home. So we said yes. So if they want to, air it in the public and that they feel that that's the way they want to go, we should respect their opinion. Yes. Yes. So what's it called? My take home will be like always respect people's opinions. Yeah. Okay. So we're moving on now. The other thing is when you hear one side of the story, that is half of the story. It is imperative to listen to the other side because there can be different truths. Listening to both parties can help us to make a sound judgment. This happens a lot in our lives, among our kids, family, and friends. You can't just listen to Chichi's story and swallow it hook, line, and sinker. And there's a danger in listening to a single story and making summation on this. Can one story become the only story? Thank you so much. I'm going to have to call Mr. Newwine to join me on this. So, Mr. Newwine, can one story become the only story?
Thank you very much, Mrs. Newwine. Thanks for the opportunity to be here again this evening. If I may ask, is this recorded?
Yes, it is.
Oh, fine. I would like to read many of those comments. They are really very rich and insightful. So let me appreciate everyone for coming once again. The topic that you were talking about today is really very is very germane, is very critical in life, because the family is the unit of the society. And the society that we have today is as a result of the families that we have built. The families that we have built all over the world, because people that are born into families are raised from the family for the society. So if there is anything that is happening today in the society, it's because of what has happened in the families, in the microcosm in the family. And if there is any conflict today that we're having in the world, it started from the family. It started from the family. You know, research has have shown that 80 to 85% of families always have conflicts, while the remaining 15 to 20%, they quarrel occasionally at various times. So the single story aspect of what you were talking about is also a very big, it's a big headache in the family setting. Why do we believe a single story? You know, it is one of the major causes of conflict. I actually wanted to talk about some causes of conflict within families earlier. I don't know if I can mention 1 or 2 points. Yeah, I saw my friend Damilola Agbatoje. I'm so shy that you are catching me on this platform. I'm supposed to have fought you. I feel bad. You know, so some causes of conflict in the family. You know, because we are all of different personalities and we're born maybe by the same parents, or we are cousins or nephews and all of that. We all react to situation differently. And unfortunately, people also get into the family institution, if I may use that way, without actually learning the ropes of what it takes to run the family institution. So people have been psychologically programmed to see the way families that they know have been run. So they are psychologically prepared, unconsciously prepared to run their own family the same way. So people say, I do not like the things that people hate in their parents, that is what they are doing to their children. And I stand to be corrected about that. People men that don't like the way their father treated their mother, they grew up and unconsciously they are treating their mother the same way their father treated their mother. Why? Because there is this side of our brain that likes to store information and responds to a particular situation in a particular way after many years that those information have stored over and over again. So this is an unconscious way. So in families, conflict happen when parents are even not knowledgeable about how to raise their children. So we have a lot of mother misroad, father misroad, or parent misroad today. People that have not even able to lead themselves or lead their lives, and suddenly a destiny, a child, or a family is now committed into their hands. You know, so when a man has not even found himself, or a woman has not even found herself, they've not even understood, you know, their essence in this world. They are not even self-aware. You know, how can they even understand a child that they gave birth to when they have not even understood themselves? Mm-hmm. So it's a lot. So what we are talking about is very wide. It's actually very wide, and it's very germane. one of the major causes of conflict in marriage is money. Money. If everybody will agree with me, if everybody will agree with me, money is one of the major causes of conflict in marriage. And of course, we cannot overflow that one. We know what money does. We know when in a family life, when somebody is a money manager and the other one is a money waster, of course, there is problem in the family. And this happens also because the players, the spouses, the husband and the wife, they actually they are not even self-aware about their money personality before they even came together in marriage. So I'm not aware. Why is this one spending money like Akpa? Sorry, I used my local language, or Oloshi. That is a waster in Yoruba, but because the person does not actually understand that, see, this person cannot be like me. There is a way I can help this person to direct this person's energy to spending money. So this one spends money lavishly. He does not bring anything home. This other person saves his or her money and brings home. And this other person keeps getting hurt to say that this person say, I will not agree with you that because we saw our father steal our mother in domestic violence, we decided to emulate that. I will say my comment on that. Fantastic. So it is not what I'm saying is that it's not a generalized statement, and I'm not even talking about domestic violence, thing, Mr. Obi. I'm talking about generally, psychologically. So abuse is more than domestic violence. There is so much emotional abuse. There is so much neglect. There is so much psychological abuse. There is so much psychosocial abuse that happens in families, that children grew up to see, and they actually thought that was the right way to behave. They just go ahead when they get married to replicate the same thing. Of course, apart from the fact that people have issues with money, another thing that that causes conflict in family is infidelity. Infidelity, lack of mutual trust is one of the biggest problems. And we know that some people have extreme temperament, that they actually want to check their husband's phone or check their wife's phone or log into, and all of that. I know somebody that is techie savvy, that can actually get every message that enters his wife's WhatsApp. He will get every text message that enters her phone. He can probably look at everything that the wife is doing on her phone, on his computer, because because of lack of trust, because he himself does not even trust himself because of the things that he does. So infidelity is a very big issue. That's one of the things that causes a crisis, conflict in the family. And of course, another thing is, when parents do not understand how to categorize the strength of their children. Some children are academically intelligent. They are top-notch. Their academic intelligence is hitting the roof. They are high flyers. Another child within that family does not have that level of high academic intelligence. His own is a very high social intelligence. Another child in that family, his own is a very high, extremely extraordinary spiritual intelligence. Another child in that family has a very high EQ, emotional quotient, emotional intelligence. But unfortunately, some parent that doesn't really understand how to categorize, children, how to understand children and in their compartments, and one of the things that I think that every parent here should do today, as from today, is to pay some attention to their children and do their SWOT analysis. Look at their strength, look at their opportunities, their threats and their weaknesses. The one that is strong on the academics might just be weak on the social side. So when parents begin to use academic excellence or academic brilliance to judge their children, then conflict begins at home. Then the children, the one that is being compared, I remember those days, they will say, when we come back from school and we all bring our result, I will have A1 English, A1 mathematics, A1 this one, A1 9 subjects or 10 subjects from beginning to the end. And my father will put it down and he will call everybody. And my father will start abusing my my elder sister. She will try, she will get like about 5 A's and the remaining B's. My younger brother, my father will pick on everybody and he will say, you look at the result of your brother. Is it not the same money that I'm paying? What kind of a head that you have? Imagine if not for a family that had some level of spiritual intelligence that was built, that was cultured, that my siblings might have as well hated me and have it at the back of their mind that Shebi Wolumowe, sorry, is it you that is that is what do you call it? My guy, you are on point. you know that you are intelligent and stuff like that. And after bragging like that, when God wanted to catch me, by the time I did my first WAEC, that was how the WAEC, whether WAEC will still release it tomorrow. WAEC sees my result. He said the result was too good. That I had all distinctions, that there was no result like that in that village where I schooled way back in Nigeria. So, and while I was struggling to get that done, the people that they said I was better than academically, they have moved past me. So when parents begin to say that this one is more academically intelligent and they teach towards that child, other children will feel it. They will be jealous. They will the issue of being jealous will come in. They will be jealous of their brother. They will even feel a little bit uncomfortable. It's just that after people have grown up, if they have the spirit of God in their heart, that makes them to be able to overlook many of those things. Because at the end of the day, the one that you are condemning that is not academically as intelligent as this one, he has high level of emotional intelligence or high level of social intelligence. He goes to another sector and he goes to prosper. He does very well. That one that is Igiwe Bongweba, sorry, the one that is the tree of books, academics, and all of that, he goes to go and work for somebody in one corner with his academic brain, and they will be using him. And the one that has the social intelligence is now a celebrity, and everybody is shouting up and down, is on the TV, and they are making money and all of that. And when they want to do something in the family, the one that has money, they'll be looking at the parent like this. Shebi, that is your favorite son. Go and ask him for the money now. Conflict also begins from there. We can go on and on. Is it conflict between a husband and a wife, or conflict between children and children, or conflict between father and children, or mother and children, or parent and children? When I wanted to go to secondary school, my father didn't let me go to the secondary school that I wanted to go to. I still told him last week, my father is 81 years old. That thing still pained me. Now in my position in government in my state, they will gather themselves together. Everybody will be talking about the secondary school that they went to. Well, maybe it doesn't matter anymore. All of us have stepped up now as big boys. But the truth is, I would have loved to go to some of those schools those days. My father said, no, he doesn't want me to go to some of those schools. Imagine how I felt. And my younger brother, my middle younger brother, they actually sent him to that school. And today is connect. In where I'm working, I'm actually leveraging on some of his connect. Why am I trying to say that? If not because of the fact that times have changed, those things make children to abandon their parents. Those things make children to look away from their parents because they feel hurt, that my parent didn't treat me well. And the truth is that many of our parents, they actually did not know, they didn't know better. They didn't know better. So this is very important. And another thing that causes conflict in families is siblings taking care of their elderly parents. Everybody will say, you are the one that will buy medication for this month. You are the one, Shebi, you are their favorite now. You will buy the medication now. You are the one that is, why haven't you sent feeding money? That one also is really, 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 I like this. Parents have caused conflict between siblings due to this issue. Thank you, Bejit. So parents have caused a lot of conflict among siblings. As I speak with you today, there are a lot of siblings that are not talking. They have not spoken for 10 years. They have not spoken for 20 years. Parents caused it. And this breaks my heart. I've seen someone this evening that I was asking her, how are your siblings? And I said, nobody sends anybody, nobody talks to anybody. Everybody is on their own. Why? Because of the favoritism, parental favoritism. Parental favoritism. If there's any parent on this platform, that is doing favoritism, that is engaged in favoritism, please go and stop it. I beg of you, if you know any parent that you are on this platform, if you know any parent that showing favoritism to one child over the other, is very wrong. It causes enmity of a long time, of a lifetime. I like what this person that just typed, just said. So parental favoritism. In fact, my elder sister was telling me recently, she came back from school when she was in higher institution to want to collect school fees for my father. And my father said, how much do you want? You want a total amount of money. My father gave him like about 20% of the money. I gave her and told her that this other money, it belongs to so child. This happened like well over 25 years ago. My elder sister visited lately. She did not forget it. My elder sister is 46 years old. She didn't forget. Can you beat that? So these seeds that are sown in children, in families, is the beginning of conflict in life. Children, siblings don't trust each other because of the dichotomy and lack of mutual trust that their parents have introduced. So they go into the outside world, they go into the marketplace, and they trust nobody. And conflict, they import the conflict from their family life, and they, of course, they import it into real life. Insecurity, jealousy, poor intimacy, constant abuse, constant absence of a spouse is another thing that causes infidelity, constant conflict, constant absence of a spouse. It causes a lot of conflict in families. When the father is supposed to be found, is an absentee father like me. I'm in Nigeria. I'm in Nigeria, and my wife say, have you called your daughter? She's back from school. Have you call her and do assignment with her online? I will be say, okay. Me, I'm grappling with all the meetings that I have to attend, and I'll be calling. And sometimes I will even forget. I will even forget, to call and all of that. And because so the distance also, it causes a lot of conflict. Sometimes when we were say, when was the last? So so it's very important that families stick together. And one of the reasons why family, thank God for technology that has even helped family to be able to stick together across the Atlantic. We must treat our children equally and encourage them to love and support one another. Thank you very much, Kemi Folabi. This is very profound. This is very, very profound. In fact, I was telling my father recently, when he was complaining that one of your siblings, he didn't do this for me, he didn't do that for me, and all of that. And I told him that, Mr. Man, go and calm down. Maybe some of the other people are doing things for you. Leave him now. Leave him. He's not doing anything for you. And I told him that, is it not from you that he learned the things that is not even doing for you in the first place? If your hand is like this, to 50%. If somebody asks you for 5,000, you will give 2,000 naira. Like your hand is like this to 50%. This one I've now taken it to the next level. His hand is now very close. He will not even give anything. Why are you complaining? Are you not the one that he has inherited that kind of thing from when he was growing up and he said, Daddy, money the 1,000 naira, you will give him 200 naira. So somewhere in his mind, he has believed that, if they ask you for something, that is all these things are unconscious and all of that. Of course, our temperament that we have not well managed is also one of the reasons for unmet expectations, disrespect. Respect is reciprocal. Unfortunately, the African society, in as much as we are pushing the message of gender equity, gender equality, and all of that, the African society have not embraced the woman as a teammate. The African society still looks at the woman as a subordinate, and it's unfortunate. So the respect that is due to the woman, she doesn't get it, and is a major cause of conflict within the family. When expectations are unmet, when there is difference in spiritual interest, this is very critical. Difference in spiritual interest. You don't even want to know how far this goes, especially for people that marries across religious line. A Christian marries a Muslim. I remember one fight that I settled. The man said she does not wake up to prepare my sari. Sari is a food that Muslim eat when they fast, and they eat early in the morning before in the midnight or something like that, and it was a big trouble, and the man threatened that he would go and marry another wife and all of that. And that one says that I went to night vigil. That is why I did not prepare the early morning food to break and all of that. So different spiritual interests also, and of course, interference of in-laws and outlaws. Interference of in-laws and outlaws is so the kind of friends and families that will keep. I like what Mrs. Adebayo said, that in my culture, they used to carry the matter to the family to come and settle. Many matters does not go to family anymore because now time have changed. But in that culture, they prefer to make everybody sit down together and put the owner of the matter in the middle, and everybody will lash the person and stuff like that. Sometimes it ends there. Sometimes it's even the beginning of a very, very fresh conflict. So let me just stop there until I have the opportunity to speak to the methods of resolving conflict in families. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Newine. Thank you so much. That was really in-depth. Thank you so much. I'm just going to quickly recap what he said for people that have just joined us. He talked about parental favorism, sowing discord, and using the same yardstick for different children. Also, parents not putting value on other attributes that children could have. This can cause resentment in these children for their other sibling. And just dotting on the ones that have got academic excellence. He also talked about unresolved anger and bitterness, unforgiveness, past resentment, unhealthy competition and rivalry. And these are some of the other causes of conflicts. So, Unique Space, please get ready to come into the studio. Unique Space, please get ready to come in. So, for a successful resolution to happen, all parties have to feel heard, understood, and their opinions respected, even though their opinions might not be needed. We should recognize each other's concerns, offer apologies where necessary, and compromises, and make compromises where possible. Everybody needs to come to terms with the reality of the situation. So, Unique Space, are you there? Please let me know when you're ready to join the studio. I'm just waiting for Unique Space to come in. So I'm just going to talk briefly on how people address conflict. One is avoidance. Some people don't want, some people just like, no, this is too much for me. I'm not going to talk about it. But the problem with that one is that the conflict will not go away, and it will just end up building resentment, and love can start to diminish if you do not address these issues. The other way people address conflict can be using the delay technique. The delay technique is not addressing it there and then, just postponing the day of judgment, that kind of thing. The danger with this one is that it can build up like building blocks, so that the day you want to talk about it, it will be coming out with profound anger. So the other way to talk about it is through confrontations. And there are two kinds of confrontations. One can be using power, the use of power, where you find like people having rigid expectations and they expect people have to listen to them. It's either their way or the highway. So you find this in people that are like dictators, authoritarian people, like a traditional man that wants to make all the important decisions without consulting his wife. This can cause hostility, anger, and make the wife very defiant. The other way to go about confrontation is to negotiate skillfully, managing the conflict and trying to resolve it in a mutually satisfying manner. This has to be done with respect, stating each other's needs and exploring the needs of the other. The approach may not always work, but it will avoid very negative effects. So what I'll say is confront the problem, define the problem, negotiate a solution, and make a joint decision. I have got my wonderful guest, Unique Space. Oh, sorry, I think she's struggling with the link. Unique Space, have you got the link now? Sorry about that, guys. I'm really sorry.
Okay, so while we're waiting for her, let me just chip in 1 or 2 points about methods of resolving family conflicts. New Wine, am I good to go while we're waiting for her? Thank you very much. Let me use the opportunity to appreciate everyone listening again. Thank you. So the method, so family conflict will always be in families, as long as we are not all robots. Even among robots, there are conflicts. When there is artificial intelligence and machine learning combined together, they still have some. So not to talk of we, the human beings, that we have got different temperaments, different personality types. Whether you are sanguine, you are melancholy, you are choleric, you are phlegmatic. We have different personality types, we have different temperaments. And that makes us, so there is so much beauty in diversity, as Birgit said earlier. So if the methods to resolving conflict within families, the first thing to do is actually to identify the problem, identify the conflict. What is the conflict in this family? What is the problem? Okay, what are the conflicts in this family? Sometimes when these questions are asked, it sounds very, very, very minute. It sounds very insignificant. But the truth is that is actually the way to getting answers. What are the conflicts in these families? It's very, very. Please help us tell in-laws to mind their businesses. Of course, in-laws, you mind their business. Hello, host and everyone. People choosing by grace. Thank you. Welcome. So the first thing is to identify the conflict. Identify the conflict. That problem identification is the beginning of solution. Even in business analysis, if you want to, or in project management, if you want to solve a particular problem, the first thing is to identify the problem before you even going to do root cause analysis to say what is even the root, what's the cause. The first thing is identify, problem identification, conflict identification. Everybody has this little conflict, whether it's pronounced or it's not pronounced, whether it's psychological conflict, whether it's a value conflict, whether it's a physiological conflict within families. The other day, I was talking to somebody, and you know what she said? I didn't want to study this medicine because my parents are doctors. They forced me to study this medicine. She's already in 400 level. They came to my office and they came to do a few things. I was like, this girl, what are you doing in medicine? You are so good. She knows, I didn't want to do the medicine. I wanted to study something like around the international relations or something like. They said, if we hear it, what are you doing? And she found herself, oh, thank God you need to. And she found herself in medicine, and she was not happy. The parents that are paying the school fees found that they were doing her a good favor. But she's promising that if she finishes that medical school, she drops that certificate on them and she goes to do what she wants to do. So this is very critical. We have to identify the problem of the conflict. We have to determine the cause of the conflict. We have to determine the cause of the conflict. What is causing this conflict? Is it money? Is it money that is the cause of the conflict in this family? Is it money, or is it indifference? Is it this lackadaisical attitude, this indifference? Is it lack of care? Is it lack of intimacy? Is it lack of trust? Is it infidelity? What is causing the conflict in the family? Is it parental? Is it parenting style? The authoritarian parenting style, or the uninvolved parenting style? You just, the women are growing up, the children are growing up with you. You are not involved on their life. Under your roof, they have grown up to become anything that they want to become. Your own is just to feed them, and pay their school fees. What they do with their life is not your problem, or you are just not involved. You just think that you have domestic and financial responsibility to them. You have to be able to determine the cause of the conflict. And of course, you have to classify the conflict. What kind of conflict is it? Is it a psychosocial conflict? Is it a psychosexual conflict? A value-based conflict? Somebody says, my wife can lie. He said, my wife can lie. I am tired. I have been living with this lie for the past. I'll be asking her, why are you lying? Who are you trying to impress? And she will tell you that, sit down there, sit down there. That's how you just be doing. The world have moved. You have to put yourself in a pedestal. Everybody will know that you are there. But we are not there. We are not anywhere. We are living on loan, bank loan. And the wife will lie about things that even the family does not even have, and all of that, in order to be able to impress her friends and impress families and all of that. Is really, really, really very, very, very ridiculous. So it can be value conflict, which is so people have grown up with strong Christian values, from their families, and they have imbibed it, and they're even teaching their children. But they have married they married a husband that is coming completely from a family that he probably grew up in the orphanage, or he grew up with a reverend father in one mission house, or even grew up on the street. And sometimes fortune smiled on him to be relevant in life, to be successful, but he does not have this family orientation at all. And everything that the wife is doing to make him to have family orientation to be geared is not even working. Value-based conflict. So we need to classify the conflict. We need to search for possible ways and solutions, whether we need to do preventive action and what I call corrective action. And there is a need for a husband and wife, for a family people, to create a joint plan. What this thing that is causing conflict, both of us, we are withdrawing from it. We are not talking from it, and we are designing a protocol or a framework for making sure that we implement the solution to this conflict within our family. Thank you very much. Let me pass it to Unique Space so that you can continue from there.
Okay, thank you so much. I have got Unique Space in the building. Unique Space is a specialist mental health nurse, so we're going to benefit from our wealth of experience. Thank you so much, Unique Space. Over to you.
Thank you, New Wine. Thank you for having me. Can everybody hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
And
yes,
thank you, Mr. New Wine. In fact, you've talked about most of the causes of conflicts. Thank you. I've made notes. I've really made notes. Yeah, I'm a mental health nurse, and I just want to share my idea about conflict resolution in line with mental health. But I believe this also applies to everybody, because these are the skills that we need ourselves. If we utilize this skill regularly, it will help us. Definitely, as Mr. Niwa said, at times conflict is unavoidable. We just have to continually develop the skill and conflicts. And the major skill I'm going to talk about is communication. Communication is a kind of a big umbrella that many things lies under. It covers many things. So in line with resolving conflicts, I'm talking about communication, and I'm going to talk with from the knowledge from Meridian. I did a course with the Meridian family program. It's called behavioral family therapy. So from behavioral family therapy, you talk about many topics. So communication is one of the modules. And under the communication, he said, at times when there is conflicts, we should be able to address it. And when we address it, you talk to the person involved. Either it might be brother, sister, anybody. Mr. Nua has mentioned areas whereby we can have conflicts. So if possible, you call the attention of the person and look at the person to eyeball to eyeball, if possible. If you're going to make a phone call, it's advisable to make a video call so that both of you can look at yourself. Because at times when you're making phone call and you're not looking at the person, you may not be able to show your expression, or the person may not be able to see what you're trying to pass across. So if you can see the person physically, sit down, look at each other face to face, eyeball to eyeball, and if it's video call, gain the attention of the person. That's the first step. Another step is like, say exactly what they did that upsets you. It's like we are being practical. If I do something to New Wine, I need to tell him a particular thing, that this is what you did to me, and you explain how that thing affects you. For example, she might just do something or say something with just say it, not knowing the impact it has on you. So it's left for you to tell the person that the way you address me, I don't like it. Either it humiliates me, it makes me sad, it belittle me, or you just tell the person exactly the way you feel about what they did to you, or what they said to you. And if the person that is listening, he might be able to clarify it at that point, that I said this, I didn't mean to make you sad, I didn't mean to humiliate you, I didn't mean to do this. This is the reason why I said this. And if you understand the perception, if both of you understand the perception, you, the recipients, where you're coming from, and the other person know that, oh, this is not the way, it might be resolved at that point, but not always. At times, it can still go ahead. You can see, at times, you can still go ahead, but just first start from telling them what they have done, telling them how this thing affects you, and also try to give them the solution. These are practical steps that we normally use, and it's really, really work. It's evidence-based. Try to tell them what you want them to do. Probably the person normally shouts your name maybe when you see you, just shout your name in the public and you don't like it. Instead of you to say, oh, he's coming again, he's going to shout my name, you call the person, please, when you see me, I don't want you to shout my name. It makes me feel embarrassed. It makes me, I'm shy, I'm this. And the person will take it on board. You don't just start. Or if it's the family, probably there's a way you are addressed and you don't like it. And I want to take this again to some other practical steps. For example, you have somebody that wants you to call him or her every day, and you are in the place whereby you cannot call it's not possible for you to make phone call every day, either because of your job, because of your commitments. It's not practical to make phone call every day. And it's a family member, because I'm talking about family, and it's a family member, it can take offense that this lady, she's now this, she's not that, she doesn't call me, let everybody be in their own place, let everybody be in their own place, I'm enough for myself. And grievance, anger, we start broiling. Any little thing, we just start expanding. But if the other person can tell the person that I expect your call every day, when you call me, I feel happy. When you call me, I feel loved. When you call me, this is how I feel. Can you just please call me every day? And you cannot tell the person that, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know that it's this. I don't mean to hurt you. Not calling you doesn't mean I don't love you. Not calling you doesn't mean I neglect you. Not calling you but this is my schedule. My place of work, I'm not allowed phone. I come in late and I'm tired. I have to attend to this. Okay, how are we going to do? Then you might try to resolve it. Okay, I will start by calling you probably twice a week or once a week. And you can agree on it. But if the person doesn't agree, you don't just leave it that way. You still have to both parties have to make conscious efforts to meet at the middle. And as I will go back to calling the person, because for me, I'm a Christian. I normally relate things to Christian. If you have Christian in the house, even this is how the Bible wants us to resolve conflicts. If somebody offends you, you say first call the person and explain to the person. And if the person cannot solve it, then you call another person. I'm not in support of, maybe, as I've said in the chat, that sometimes you don't need to go to the media. But if you can talk to each other one-on-one, it can help. And I will go to another big topic, forgiveness. It's very, very difficult. Forgiving is not what is easy. If you're a Christian, you tap into your faith and ask, and you can also practice it. If somebody do something to you, you keep it in your mind for that long and that long, is not going to solve the problem. It's to just make the problem it's as if you put something in a container for a long time. It will get murky, stinking, and before you know it, I don't want to start mentioning, it will start growing. But when you hear it out, when you open the container and and hear it and just said, you know what, let's start afresh. Forgive. If you don't forgive, you won't be able to move forward. You won't be able to move forward. And when we want to communicate as well, we need to look at our tone, the tone that we use to communicate. In communication, we can see that our voice, it takes 80%, 38% of our communication is from our voice. Is how you say it. When somebody offends you, it is not the time for you maybe to put in that high pitch to raise your voice. Just try putting your voice down, talking calmly. You're calling the attention of the person. The person will be comfortable even to look at you face to face. But when you're shouting or you're raising your voice that this is what you have done to me, the other party may not be able to listen. He may just turn his or her back at you and just go away. So when we use our voice, very low and calm voice, and tell the person, this is what you do, it can create audience. It can make the person listen to you. If we are able to communicate effectively, it helps to solve many family issues. It helps. I'm one of 7. I'm from a big family, and we all have different character. And everybody know. It's like somebody you know that if it is this is the person, they name us after our own character, and there are conflicts. There are times that we don't agree. We agree to disagree. We just have to learn to tell each other. And I want to really stress this because my culture, where I come from, when the elder person do something that is wrong, the younger person is not allowed to say anything. It's just like you just have to take it like that. But like now, our elders also should learn to listen to us. As Mr. Newwise said, in the causes of conflicts, at times maybe from parents, elders should listen to the younger one. Younger ones too should listen to the elder one. Father should listen to their daughter. Newwise said something about her daughter, about the dressing earlier. That's it. You don't just say that, oh, you're not going to wear this, that's it. You need to communicate. So I don't know, communication is a kind of wide and broad topic. I can't say it all, but if we have like questions, I can answer some questions about it. So learn to communicate well, use a low voice because it's 30% of your voice, and also body language. Body language is about 55%. When somebody wants to talk to you, when you already put your hand on your waist and stand and pointing at the person's face, that look at what you did to me the other day, already there's a kind of repellent. The person is not ready to listen to you. It's just like your body language has said it all, that you are there to fight. But when you are calm, your hands by your side, your low voice, you look at the person to your face, express yourself, and I won't say by the grace of God, I'm used to it. By the grace of God, things might get settled. I hope I've said the most common way that we communicate. If we have any question, I can answer later.
Thank you so much for that. Unique Space, you've hammered it, you've nailed it you've nailed the points well. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for that. I'm just going to chip in a few things before we conclude this live broadcast. I feel like a lot of people don't know how to apologize when they've erred, and I feel it's really, really important, because you find that a lot of wives are like, can you imagine, he did that to me, that their husband did things to them and he didn't really deem me fit to apologize properly. That has broken a lot of relationships. Trust me, not being able to say sorry and communicate effectively. So I'm just going to share quickly how we can say sorry from the depth of our heart and communicate it effectively to the other party. Number one is to acknowledge that you've done something wrong, and doing this is about listening and listening. Try to understand the hurt that you've caused. Unique Space mentioned this. It doesn't matter whether it was unintentional or whether we have genuine reasons for doing this. We need to understand their pain so that their pain does not linger. And doing this, we need to listen and listen real good. Just even if you don't know how to listen, just be quiet and be nodding your head that, I'm taking on board what you're saying. Also, express remorse. Honestly, if we really, really appreciate our relationships with our children, with our spouses, with our friends, with our cousins, let us not just dismiss their grievances. Let's express remorse. Okay, oh, because I've not called you all this while. Is that why you're upset? Okay, I am sorry. So let's say sorry. And the apology that we're going to make depends on how much we've hurt that person. So if you really, really, really hurt that person, you cannot just come and say, I'm sorry, and that ends it all. If you really helped that person and it has really impacted on them, take your time to say sorry in different ways at every opportunity until you know that, yes, they've genuinely taken it on board. You can consider offering a brief explanation, maybe saying that, okay, I'm so sorry, it's work-related issues, and express your sincere intention to fix the situation and prevent it from happening again, and work out ways and say, okay, you want me to call you, Abby? I'm actually very busy, but can we just do, because my mom does that a lot. She's like, you've not called me, you've not called me. So I've agreed with my mom that, okay, mommy, every Friday and every Tuesday evening is your protected time. I'm going to call you. I put an alarm on my phone. It's my mommy's time. And then she just felt better. And I told her that if I'm not able to do it, you call me too, just in case I forget. So we shouldn't speak in anger. We should learn to step back and take time to cool off sometimes. If you feel like you're going to lash out in anger, just take a few minutes, to just calm down, because arguing out of anger is never constructive. It will not do anything. And then sometimes consider whether the issue is worth fighting over. Let's not be caught up with trivial things, and let's learn to develop tolerance, for something. Sometimes I'll give you an example. Like for Mr. New Wine, if my husband puts the cup somewhere, sometimes it will do my head in. I will have to really refrain myself. Why did you put the cup there now? This is not where I put it. Don't you know where the kitchen is? I just have to think that, what? Am I going to be lashing out at every given thing? Because my husband does annoying things, and I'm sure a lot of people will attest that maybe their spouses do annoying things. So I just thought about it that, what? I am going to be very tolerant. If he puts things there and I don't like it, I'll just take it off, and I'll be like, darling, learn to put it in the proper place, and not lash out at everything. It just makes our relationships really, really stressful, honestly. So that we'll just major on the very, very important things, and not just take every trivial thing and we are shouting, we are bashing about all those things. So is it really worth fighting for, or just let some things pass, basically? Let's separate the person from the problem. So discussions should be objective rather than personal. We should understand the goal to resolve the conflict in a satisfactory way and not to win the fight. The best approach, the most constructive method of resolving conflict is what I call a win-win technique, where you focus on the issues rather than the personalities and try to arrive at a resolution. So I shouldn't say, oh, okay, Mr. New Wine, you've done this. And then I'm like, that's how you always do, Jerry. That is how you always do. You don't think about me. That's the, you don't understand. So the issue that is at hand, let us just resolve that one and start not putting on relevant things. So when the other person, like what Unique Space said about communication, when the other person is discussing and telling you their grievances, how it has impacted on them, do not interrupt them during a discussion. Let everybody air the thoughts and listen to them respectfully. If you are interrupted, calmly remind your loved one that you will give them time to speak and for them to just let you carry on. Also, remember that listening to someone and acknowledging their side does not equal you obeying them. So me listening to my daughter airing her own opinion about the way she should dress does not mean that I'm obeying her. It's just that I'm giving her enough respect and I want to take her own opinion on board. It's simply a part of being respectful and fair, and no conflict can be resolved without listening. If there's anything you're going to take home today, please, guys, just know that there is no conflict that can be resolved with what's called without listening to the other party. We have to learn to listen. May God give us the patience to listen. And thank you. Dr. Linda said, be slow to speak and be quick to listen. Wonderful. Wonderful. That's very profound. Unique Space also said that it has to be done in a calm voice and an even voice. Shouting just raises everybody's stress levels and puts them in the defensive mode. Resolutions happen when people calm down and talk. And let's learn to use the I statements instead of the you statements, so that you say things like, I feel, I imagine, I want, instead of saying you, that kind of thing. Let's also, when we're trying to resolve conflicts, we should ask questions to be sure that we are being understood and that we're actually on the same page with other people's views, ideas, and concerns. As I said earlier, let's stay focused on the matter at hand and do not drag in on relevant and unrelated issues. Let's brainstorm together. Sometimes we'll have to achieve a compromise. Sometimes the other person might actually, be able to sell their opinion, so that we kind of like have a middle ground where we meet. But we need to brainstorm together and find areas where compromises can be reached. And when you do this, confirm that everybody is clear on the solution. So yes, now it's time for questions. I've got Alaji here. Alaji, thank you so much for coming through for me. Honestly, I can't thank you enough. Dami said, people will get on your nerves are grace growers. They need you mature. Wow, that is a really, really wonderful way to look at things. That people that get on your nerves, they're teaching you patience. They're teaching you how to build maturity. They're teaching you resilience. Honestly, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Joy Inspiration says listening is very key. Thank you so much. Please, guys, we're almost rounding up. Thank you for your patience. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section below.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Newman, you wanted to say something?
Yes, I wanted to add something. I wanted to appreciate refreshing insights. What she said earlier. She said, see, that parents cause all these conflicts within families, and siblings now hate themselves even when the parents are dead and they are long gone. She wrote that in the comment. I really wanted to appreciate her for that, because there is a case like that at the moment about family business, an inheritance, which is also a major cause of conflict in families, family business and inheritance. When the father was alive, he only molded like about 2 of his children to understand his business. Now, those ones that he had modeled to understand his business, now the father is dead. They are not interested in the business. They want to do their own thing. So, and the other family, the other siblings are now putting them under pressure that they must not allow their father's legacy to go down the drain, to die. The place has been abandoned, a big industry. And they said that, no, they have to be the one that run. They said, no, hire people to run. They said, no, you were the one that our father drew closer, that was working with him while he was alive. You have the responsibility to make sure that you take with it. They said they are not interested in running the factory. So the issue of family business and inheritance of a parent taking interest in some kind of a child and not carrying anybody along and showing the child, the trade secret, and they need only for the child to grow up, and the child is not even interested in that deal at all. Then the sibling that is interested in that deal was not shown, and she now wants to get on this thing, and this other one is also showing that I am the one that has the trade secret of this business, even though the best. So quite a lot of things happen with inheritance, issue of will and family businesses, and that is why in Africa we actually have not had it, we don't have businesses that outlive 2 generations. Within 1 or 2 decades, the business is completely dead. And of course, in this day of blended families, this one was married before, she's divorced, then she got married to another one. She has children from that other marriage. This one also is married from somewhere before. She's also divorced and has children from the other marriage, and both of them came together. This one came with 2 children, this one came with 3 children, then blended. The family becomes blended. Blended families, a lot of conflict in blended families, because everybody is trying to protect his territory. Everybody is trying to say, it's my father. Yeah, it is my father that is doing your mother a favor. It's my father that is doing your mother a favor. And this one will say that my mother is doing your father a favor because she controls the finances in this house. This is my mother's house. And quite a lot of things that's happening with conflict in blended families. Quite a lot like that. And of course, a few things to note. A few things to note to avoiding conflict, especially between a husband and a wife, as I used to tell Mrs. Newwine, is what I call the genderlect. Genderlect. If this is the first time that you are hearing that word, please Google it. Genderlect. Genderlect means gender dialects. There is a way, so that the way a man talks or the way a woman talks is not wrong. What is wrong is a man not understanding genderlect, how to talk to a woman, or a woman not understanding genderlect, how to talk to a man. And that is why so many husbands have been telling their wives something for the past 10 years now. It has not entered his head. Warrior, sorry to say. He's not entering his head. Why? Because you are not talking to your husband as if you are talking to a man. You are talking to your husband as if you are talking to your child. You will never get result. It's not a cause. The only way you can get result is for you to go and sit down and have to go and learn how to talk to your man or how to talk to your woman. That is how to get results. There is genderlect. There is a way to talk to a woman, and there is a way to talk to a man. There is a way to talk to an adolescent, a young adult. Genderlect. There is a way, because at that particular time they are beginning to form their own opinion. They are beginning to have their own mindset and all the things that they want to do with their life. There is a way to talk to them at that stage. That is why there is so much crisis between young adults, adolescents, and their parents, because parents don't understand genderlect. They don't know how to talk to a young adult. As long as you think that you continue to talk to your child or daughter, or that probably knows more than you, I'm sorry to say, that the only thing that you have is the job that you're having now, because you are feeding her. She actually has more information. She's more informed. He knows so much, and you still talk to her or talk to him anyhow, thinking that because I'm your parent, sorry for you, your talk will always hit the roof. Why? Because she can never understand your language. You have to step down, come down, and speak to him or her at their level, at the language that they understand. The same thing to spouses, to siblings, and all of that. So genderlect is very important. We need to understand each other's personality type. It will interest you to know that people have been married for years. If you ask them questions about their wife, they cannot know. If you ask them just as in tiny questions about their husband, they cannot even know. So there is this assumption that we live together, we sleep together, we eat together, so I know so much. You actually don't know until you know. So it is good for us to understand each other's personality types, each other's love languages, and body languages. Oh my goodness. Body languages. That one is a whole pack. Love languages. You need to understand love languages very well. There are 5 major love languages. I'm sure you can find that one to read somewhere. Money personality, I talked about it earlier, is also very, very important. So let's understand genderlect so supporting what Unique Space said. If you do proper communication, if you understand how to, if you have listening skills, if you have counseling skills, if you have negotiation skills, if you have refusal skills, in fact, there is a way to even say no. You want to say no to something, there is a way to say no. There is a way not to say no. If you say no in a particular way, you will meet with obstruction and conflict. But there is a way to say no. What New One was sharing with respect to our daughter when she was trying to make her not to wear something, where that is saying no in a very, very tricky way because of understanding of her generation. Because if you say no in a very harsh way, she will take the no from you, but she will be waiting till the day she will step out of that house and reduce the skirt. That one you say she cannot wear to go, she will reduce it and the skirt will go. Come and catch me now. I'm in college. You know, so these are the things that I think we need to put in place, and we really, really appreciate you for coming today. God bless you.
Thank you so much. We'll be rounding off soon. Can we have questions just before we leave? Do you have any questions or any scenarios you want us to talk about? Thank you, everybody. You guys have been amazing. Honestly, I don't know. I wish, Mr. New One, you know what? I feel like with the support I'm having from all my lovelies, I can become the next Mrs. First Lady of Ekiti State.
Amen.
Any questions just before we round up the broadcast? We don't want to leave without maybe answering one or two questions, please. Thank you, people chosen by grace. Thank you so much. You are amazing. God bless you. I celebrate you. Thank you so much. Refreshing insights. Oh my God. This is what we call pillar of support. Pillar of support. God bless you, ma. God bless you, ma. Unique Space, thank you so much for an amazing insight about communication and forgiveness. So well delivered. Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm so grateful. Ayoshino Jagun, thank you so much. Joy Inspirational. You're a blessing every time. You're a blessing every time. God bless you. Please, if you're still in the house, please just write something so I can say thank you to you. Bejit, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Woman of God.
Thank you so much.
God bless you. You are so amazing. God bless you. Even despite your time constraints, you still find time to show me love. I'm truly grateful. Thank you so much. Please let me know if you're still in the house. We're trying to round up now. Maybe in the next 2 minutes we'll round up. I want to just appreciate everybody that still stayed till the end. And for those that had to leave, oh my goodness! Abuja connection! Cousin of life. This is my cousin. She left me in the UK and she relocated to Nigeria. Every time I call her, she'll be like, Suduka, don't disturb me. New One, don't disturb me. I'm a soya joint. I'm at point and kill. God bless you. Thank you so much. Please say hello if you're still in the house. Still waiting for more people. If you have any questions, please let us know. Okay, in the absence of more comments or any question, I think that we're safe to call it a day. A very good broadcast, and I want to appreciate everybody deeply and truly, sincerely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody that has been a part of today. For people that have had to leave, thank you so much still. Thank you for just coming to show your presence and your support. It means a lot to me, honestly. Thank you so much. I feel like motivation and what's it called, encouragement from you guys has been so profound. Thank you so much. I don't think I can optimize my God-given talents without encouragement from you guys, and I want to say a big thank you so much. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Linda. Thank you, everybody. So we're just going to say bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
God bless you. See you some other time. And the next meeting will be next week on Unique Space platform. We're talking about something really wonderful. In fact, you guys have to join us. I'll put it in the description box below. So yeah, so you can join us next Saturday by the grace of God. She has a very wonderful topic. I don't want to share it. I'll let you guys know during the week. Thank you so much. Bye. Bye-bye, my Auntie Kemi. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Thank you, Peace Chosen by Grace. Thank you. I'm coming to follow your channel. Oh, yes, so I'm coming. I've checked your content. You're a woman of God. God bless you, ma. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Yes, so Unique Space. Yes, she says, please come and support us. Yes. Please be there next week. Yes, we really appreciate your presence. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mr. New Wine. Mr. New Wine, thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. New Wine.
Let me appreciate Mr. New Wine especially. God bless you. Thank you for always having my back. Honestly, I don't know what I'll do without you. You're simply amazing. And no conflict, oh. No conflict. Let's not even get there.
No conflict.
Dr. Dami, thank you so much. My top fan, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Dr. Dami. Thank you, Ayoshina Jagun. Thank you. You guys should have a wonderful week ahead. And make sure you have a restful week this weekend. Yes. Put your feet up. You deserve it. Thank you, Refreshing Insights. Thank you. Oh, my auntie. Oh, my auntie in the house. Auntie Muji. My kisses. Auntie, God bless you, auntie. All the way from Nigeria. I appreciate you, ma. I appreciate you. Thank you, Auntie Muji, for being a part of this broadcast. Thank you, ma. I really appreciate you. Auntie Monsura, thank you so much. This is my social media guru, auntie. Thank you, ma. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you, Unique Space. I appreciate you every day, and I celebrate the grace of God on your life. More blessings, ma. Thank you so much. Thank you. If you're still in the house, let's know so we can do a lovely shout out. Oh no, you guys are wonderful. You guys are wonderful and amazing. Thank you. Unique Space, please. I'm happy to let you go now because she has another engagement. So Unique Space, thank you, ma. Thank you, Mr. Unique Space. Yes, thank you, Mr. Unique Space as well. I saw your chat earlier. Yes. He likes to be behind the scenes. Oh, respect. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. So we can safely conclude this broadcast and say thank you to everybody. Let's keep respecting other people's opinions. Let's communicate. Let's be very intentional. Let's avoid conflicts. And even when there are conflicts, let's try to resolve it amicably. There's nothing like having broken relationships. It brings a lot of stress. Let's just be there for each other. There's so much love in just resolving things. And when we resolve conflicts properly, it actually makes us, it gives us a better bonding in families, and it just fosters love, and we appreciate each other more. So thank you so much.